It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Guys, happy Thanksgiving. It is November 27th. This is Double Impact. This is your friend Gabe El-Taib. Careful out there. It is amateur night for drinkers and drivers and all that. Do not drink and drive, damn it. Call an Uber, call a Lyft. But yeah, I think tonight is like the biggest night of the year for all the people being stupid and drinking. So be very careful as you visit your hometowns. Speaking of visiting your hometowns, that has nothing to do with my co-host, the great, the amazing Jericho Green. How you doing, friend?
What's up? What's going on, everybody? I want to echo Gabe's point. Be safe out on the roadways. Look out for the dummies. You do know that most of driving is watching out for other people, so be extra vigilant tonight because some people are pieces of shit.
That's right. Some people are drunk pieces of shit.
Even worse.
Even worse. Oh, what a great time of year, right? As a self-employed person, and you're self-employed too, I don't take a lot of time off. You know, it's not like, Thanksgiving week. I remember working in an office, the one office job I had, which was not even strict at Warner Brothers DC Comics. But a week like this, you're just Cadillacing it through like Monday and sort of half a Tuesday, and maybe we'll show up Wednesday. Working for myself, I was working all day, 10, 12 hours a day, every, Monday, Tuesday. And today I worked as much as I could until it was time to lift weights and record a video and then come on here with you. So it's different when you're self-employed, but I'm floating right now. I'm happy. My wife made pies. She made the cranberry sauce for tomorrow, homemade crusts. Nice. And she's been chopping up the carrot, celery, onion for all the stuffing and turkey tomorrow. Going to get up early and cook with her all morning. And I'm just excited about it. Are you excited about it, Mr. Jericho?
I am, man. I'm very excited. I love Thanksgiving. I love, of course, the food is delicious, but the family aspect, we have friends and family coming over tomorrow. And I do a lot of the cooking on Thanksgiving. So it's different. As a kid, growing up, I remember those smells when you mentioned the mirepoix, the carrots, celery, and onions, just those scents, the smells of Thanksgiving. My mom would have her apron on, and she was probably talking on the headset on our house phone, the cordless phone, to family members back in Baltimore. So she's talking to all these, all day long. My mother, that had to be her favorite day of the year, was to just be on the phone cooking all day long. So, just the sight, sounds, and smells of the holidays was always cool. And Thanksgiving's up there. I'm very excited. But when you're doing the cooking, I don't know how your mind does that, but you're not really noticing or enjoying those smells because, you're in the midst of cooking. But, I'm sure my kids will have those same memories, the smells and sounds. My mom would always have music playing. So yeah, it was always fun, man. I love Thanksgiving.
Yeah. 2 Live Crew is a weird choice while you're celebrating Thanksgiving with the family, though.
It is, but if that's what gets you through that turkey, do what you got to
Face
do, man.
down, ass up.
Oh shit! Thanksgiving.
That's some serious turkey, baby.
Joe, look at that turkey, got a fat ass.
Yeah, we were talking before the show about Thanksgiving. It is my favorite meal. People who know me, if you go to a restaurant with me and I see Thanksgiving on the menu, they got the turkey, stuffing, potatoes, cranberry with gravy. I'm ordering that at almost any diner if they have it on the menu, and I love it. For Father's Day or my birthday in July or Father's Day in June, I asked my family, make me Thanksgiving. So we had the turkey stuffing. We did all that like in June or July. It's my favorite meal. I love Thanksgiving. And I come from a food family like you. My dad's a gourmet chef for half a century now. My mom's side, we owned a Mexican restaurant for like 50 years. So I grew up eating homemade food. So we make it homemade. And I love that I know how to make homemade gravy because the stuff out of the packet or the powder or the jar, no, man.
It's just not the same.
Homemade gravy will change your life.
Yeah.
Change your life.
You get the whisking. I do. My mom did the flour growing up, but I do a cornstarch slurry, if you will. But you get those bits and stuff from the bottom of the pan, and it's the gravy's its own thing. I mean, is the gravy up there with the mac and cheese and the other sides? I don't know, but gravy's essential. Could you imagine sitting down at Thanksgiving dinner with no gravy?
Imagine turkey with no gravy poured on it. Imagine your mashed potato or stuffing with no gravy poured on it.
No, we're leaving. We're grabbing our things and we're leaving. So the gravy is the glue that holds Thanksgiving dinner together.
It's the uniter, like George W. Jr. It's a uniter, not a divider.
It is. It's Trump. It's the gravy is Trump. All right. Thanksgiving dinner is Kim Jong-un and whoever the president of South Korea is. And Trump is the gravy. He's in the middle. He's saying, look, come on. They shake hands. Yeah. Everybody gets along. So shout out to the homemade gravy makers.
That's right.
And even on the warm up next day or later that night, after the gravy's been in the fridge, it still comes through the next day. So gravy's essential. Don't fuck it up.
Right. Yeah. And the Thanksgiving leftovers are outstanding. They're outstanding.
Stop it. You know what? It shows it shows the prosperity and the abundance of America is the next day or later that night, depending on, Gabe was saying his family eats early in the day. My family eats early for dinner. Like we eat at like 4, but Gabe's like, they're like,
we're lunchtime. Noon. We're Thanksgiving lunch, man. We're noon.
Yeah, people. Noon. So, but at some point those leftovers are getting in the fridge. So when you have to take all the leftovers out, you got to take out the turkey and the mac and cheese and the mashed potatoes. Then you just line the counter with that bounty once again. I mean, and if you want something in the back of the fridge, oh shit, you got to take all that stuff out. But what a good problem to have.
Some of the best leftovers, so Thanksgiving leftovers, I would say pizza's up there is a great leftover. The worst leftover, I think, is pasta, because pasta is awesome when you get it at a good Italian place. Then you put it in the fridge, and you get it the next day, and all the sauce is gone. It just all went inside the noodles.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sauce guy. I love the gravy on the turkey. I need a river of sauce with my pasta. I need a river of gravy with my turkey. I want it to be soup. Thanksgiving soup, actually.
For dipping. Yeah. You might have hit it with the roll or something like that. I think worst reheatable food ever of all time is French fries.
Oh, you can't. You can't do it.
Either eat them that night or don't eat them.
Pizza sucks to reheat too. Like if you put it in the microwave, you might as well throw it in the trash.
But you can eat it cold though.
It's delicious cold.
See? So almost no need to reheat.
Yeah.
Cold spaghetti though, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. You know what really made me like cold spaghetti as a kid was Lethal Weapon 2. When they go to Murtaugh's house, because they have they all fall out the window in the hotel, and they're sitting down eating canned peaches and leftover spaghetti, and they just made it look so good. I was like, man, shit looks delicious.
We should talk about that sometime. Food that looked amazing in movies that made you want to eat it.
Yeah,
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I could feel it in my memory that there's been times I've seen food in movies like that looks amazing. Oh, I can think of one when the Blues Brothers are eating at Shea whatever, that fancy restaurant. And they're trying to get the Mater D, and they're locking arms and eating the shrimp. I hate
the shrimp cocktails. Yeah,
I hate seafood, but the shrimp cocktails look amazing in that scene.
And he grabbed that handful of bread. Right, they go bite the bread, sir. Yeah. Can't wait to do that one.
Yeah, that's fun. We will get to the movie tonight. We're going to try a new format, a little Siskel and
Someday.
Ebert. I'll read the synopsis of the movie. We'll go through images that do the short, like 2-3 minute synopsis. And then we'll talk about what we love about the movie. We'll see if this way works. Because I think the 2-3 hour dissection of movies, it might be very niche. I love it. Jericho loves it. I don't know how much of the general public loves it. I don't know. So we'll see. I felt like changing things up. We might go back to it if people demand it. We'll see. So let's see. The old 96er in the great outdoors. Oh, when John Candy eats that beef primal, he eats like half a cow. That's right.
Oh, dude, he barely, and the homeboy's like, oh, you got to eat the gristle. And he's like, I thought I was done.
Wanted to eat the never food and Hook. You know what I want to try someday is listen to the old Ninja Turtles cartoons and make some of their disgusting pizzas. You know?
Oh, man, like mushroom peanut butter pickle or some crazy shit.
Marshmallow anchovy, dude.
Dude, delicious. Oh, you know what? Food I wanted to eat so bad as a kid was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and they were in the front yard, and someone dropped a cookie, and the cookie was like 10 feet high, and the cream filling was huge, and they're like taking huge handfuls of, the cream filling of a cookie, taking a piece of cookie like the size of their head. That shit was always cool as a kid, too.
Oh, man. Well, Thanksgiving, it's up there, one of the great holidays. I mean, who doesn't love any holidays, right? I love them all. But this time of year is great. You got Halloween, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. It's fantastic.
And you know what? The unsung heroes of Thanksgiving and Christmas or the holidays who get hooked up as well are the pets, the dogs.
Right.
Dogs always get a little something special on Thanksgiving. Like we're watching our neighbors 140 to 50 pound Cain Corso named Waffle.
Okay.
So we already told him. He's excited. We already told him tomorrow at dinner time you get hooked up, buddy. He's a good boy.
That's right. Yeah, I don't like people saying, don't give them table food. Quiet. They live like 7 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Let them enjoy it.
They're licking their balls most of the time.
Right.
Look them up.
Imaginative hobbyist. Remember that one video from James Rolfe and his friends had several of the weird pizzas from the original TMNT show? Yes, that's what inspired me. James Rolfe is like the original YouTube guy. He's still got like 1 million or 2 million followers. He's the angry video game nerd. He does classic horror movie reviews and old Nintendo and Sega reviews. A great show. I'm 46. I think he's 45. I think he's like a year younger than me. And he's friends with our buddy Craig, Studying Craig Jericho from Side Scrollers.
Yeah.
Craig's company, Screw Attack, was the first big website to put James Rolfe's videos online right before YouTube started doing it, before YouTube existed. So, He had an episode where he hung out with a bunch of his college friends, and they made like 20 Ninja Turtle pizzas. Many of them were disgusting. So.
Fuck yeah. Ew.
Joe Mello, we definitely should do trains, planes, and automobiles. I saw that for the first time a year ago, and it's a really sweet movie. It's got a lot of heart, and it's very funny. Did we do that on this channel already?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I've never seen it, so I know I wasn't.
Oh, well, go watch it tonight or tomorrow, dude. It's awesome. It's heartfelt, and it's hilarious. It's John Candy, Steve Martin. Can't go wrong. By the way, has Steve Martin looked 55 years old since 1983?
Yeah, he always had white hair.
I think he was born with that white hair.
Dude, he's looked the same forever, whether it be Dirty Rotten Scoundrels or Three Amigos or what was the family movie, Cheaper by the Dozen, whatever he did.
Just looks like the same guy forever. Father of the Bride.
Same dude. Father of the Bride. And if you want to go the opposite direction and you want to see a horrible Steve Martin movie,
oh no,
go ahead and check out Bringing Down the House, starring Steve Martin and Queen Latifah. It is bad.
That sounds terrible.
It is.
Michael Coulter with amazing news. My new baby nephew was born today. I'm glad it was a baby when it was born.
Yeah.
So if he said my new 10-year-old nephew was born today, I'm be like, oh my God, your poor sister.
Painful. Congratulations. Welcome, little baby.
All right. Welcome to the world. Trump is your president, baby. You're lucky to be here right now. Kara 73. Wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza, dude.
That's true, that shit.
The Jerk, starring Steve Martin. The Jerk doesn't age. That's true. I saw that by accident when I was a little kid. I saw parts of it, and then I think I got caught watching it, and they made me turn it off. It's not for children.
That one too. That movie. Or what was it? The one with the big where he had the big fake nose.
Oh, Roxanne.
Yeah, that one too.
I think he
Same.
was in a weird comedy thing called The Man with Two Brains or something like that or something.
Yeah, the same.
So,
Every movie,
yeah.
1970 or 1990.
Yeah, he's got
Same.
some weird movies that he's made. Very weird.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Eddie Murphy. It's like, Eddie Murphy, you're a huge star, and I look at some of these movies you make, and I'm like, why?
Oh, turds.
Remember when
Turds.
Eddie Murphy in the early 2000s made 400 turds in a row, and every movie he made had the same poster? It was an all-white background with giant red letters.
Yeah.
And that would be the
Dr.
name of the movie.
Dolittle or
Norbert.
Pluto Nash, Norbit. Yeah, those
Yeah.
movies fucking suck.
But they
man.
always had a white background with red giant block letters. And
I'm sure there's some science to that. But, you know, when you get so big and you have so much money and all the studios are just bowing at your feet, you could do no wrong, no green light anything. I guess, man, you know, you just start getting into some weird shit you've always wanted to do. Like Pluto Nash, he had been writing that since like the 80s or some shit.
Really?
Like it was bad. So yeah, you get into that whole, well, I'm so huge. Let's try this. Let me try that. And it's like, what the
And it's
fuck,
all yes
man?
men around him that won't tell him, hey, man, this is stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, just make Beverly Hills Cop and Golden Child and fucking call it a day.
Yeah. It's like when George Lucas made the prequel movies in the 90s.
Oh, man, I remember. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I don't want to claim to be a part of that camp, but because I haven't seen all the movies, but I remember there was like, it was so bad that even if you weren't into the movies, you knew how it hurt the people who were fans of the movie. You're just like, damn.
I remember when The Phantom Menace came out in 1999. I went saw it twice that day.
Just
and
to
I
make
was
sure.
so hyped. Loved it both times I saw it. And then after about 36 or 48 hours, I'm like, that wasn't that great, man.
The movie sucked.
Kind of wouldn't act. I mean, there are scenes in that movie of the Senate arguing about trade embargoes.
Oh, riveting.
What are we talking about, dude?
Tell me more. Tell me more. And wasn't it like 20 years after, or around 20 years? It was at least 20 years after the first one.
It was, well, Jedi came out in 83, and then that was it. Then they said that was it. They'll never make another Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. They made all the books, the comic books, the video games, but they were not making more movies. Then, I guess 16 years later, in 99, The Phantom Menace comes out, and it is not good. But the funny thing is, the Disney Star Wars movies of the last 10 years are so bad that now the 90s and early 2000s ones don't look as bad.
Like, buddy, what do you think, buddy? You're like, come here, you little motherfucker.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe they got pulled into that whole millennium, end of the decade, new millennium, 2000.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I remember being a resounding hell no from the Star Wars community.
You want to talk about loving your family? This is one of the greatest acts of love I've ever seen. Kara, who's a little younger than us, like 10 years younger or maybe a little more, her brother would not let her see the 1999 Phantom Menace until she watched the original 3 first.
That's good.
Big baby, it's going to turn 2 in like a week. I'm not going to let her watch the other ones. She could watch the 1977, 80, and 83 Star Wars. I'm going to tell her that's it. They never made any more.
Right,
that was
stopped.
it. That was it.
Stopped.
There were some weird people that made their own fake versions. They didn't have permission. It's like, don't watch it.
It was like a Hungarian, unauthorized.
Yeah.
But she's going to find out one day that you lied to her. So I don't know, because the internet.
That's true. That's true.
She'll be like, Grandpa, this was made by Warner. Who's the studio that makes the Star Wars movies? Is it Disney
Lucasfilm.
now?
It's Lucasfilm. And then it was distributed by Fox.
Yeah.
And then Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012.
What did he sell that for? Tax money or some shit?
He sold it for $4 billion.
But why did he sell it?
But he was already like a billionaire, right? I mean,
dude, hold on to it. He could have got $10 billion today.
Well, like the people that made Star Wars, like the studios didn't want to make it. Well, it's sci-fi and all. You need all this money and blah blah blah. And he got really good deals on it, where he had a lot of the royalties for the action figures and all the merchandise and all that. And what sold more than Star Wars figures and fruit roll-ups and T-shirts and I don't know how much he has of that, but he has like an enormous chunk of the royalties of that stuff in his original deal with Fox, because they're like, yeah, your Space Wizard movie, whatever.
Yeah,
this is what I've heard. This is what I've heard watching videos on the internet. You don't know if any of this shit is true. I remember Adam Carolla saying, if you want to know if the news is fake, have a story written about you. and then watch the news when they play the story and you go, oh my God, I didn't say that. That's not what happened. And I've had that done. I've had interviews and stories done. My university did a story about me in the university magazine of one of the great alumni who'd succeeded in entertainment. They called me, we did like an hour interview. I even drew the cover for my university alumni magazine as a comic book cover of me. I read the article, they get all kinds of shit like wrong and backwards that I told them on the phone. So does George Lucas have all the money when they make the toys? I don't know. That's what I saw online. Mark's Music Obsession, he says, only 3 movies in my opinion. Empire is my favorite, and I saw A New Hope 7 times in 1977. I'm a little too young. I was born a year after the first Star Wars, Mark, but I do remember being in the theater in Honolulu, Hawaii around Christmas watching Return of the Jedi.
So what order are they? What's the order of the first 3?
It's Star Wars, and then 15 years later, they gave it a name called A New Hope. But it was just called Star Wars. And then they gave it A New Hope. That's the chapter. And then Empire Strikes Back is 1980. And then Return of the Jedi is 1983. And that's it. You stop right there. So
yeah. I remember the 83. I remember watching that when I was a kid because I was born in 80. So that's probably the one I remember watching. Yeah. Which one has the Ewoks in it?
That's Return of the Jedi. So
yeah, that's the one.
Look at Joe Dalton, Star Wars. It's dead to me too, Star Wars. They announce stuff. They announce TV shows, movies. I don't watch any of it. I don't care. I don't have Disney Plus. And that's sad because my obsession from age 0 to 12 was Star Wars. Like that was the most important thing in my world was Star Wars. I have all the figures, all the vehicles. I would draw it all the time. What got me drawing, and a big part of why I'm a comic artist, is I would draw Star Wars base battles constantly when I was in the back of my grandparents' restaurant when I was like 3. And so I'm their core customer, Star Wars. I won't touch their stuff. I don't care about it. I resent it, and I really dislike it now. So good job. Good job, Disney, telling me you hate me and you think I'm a racist, chud.
Basically.
So, okay, I'll keep my fucking money. How's that sound? So
basically.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Let's see. Hey, Gabe, when you were a kid, did you see SWAT Cats? No, I never saw it, but I saw commercials.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was like Ninja Turtles started a craze of like half human, half animal kind of heroes. There was like the Street Sharks.
Sharks, yeah.
Yeah, there was a few like that. Yeah.
That was a shit.
Yeah. Speaking of that, guys, we'll get to Superman in a minute here. But Big Man Comics update. Okay. Free shipping for everything in the USA only until November 30th, at least. I'm having my Big Man Comics Black Friday sale. And we have these limited edition. Hold on, it's behind my green screen here. I got a big pallet yesterday. Hold on. Of a cajillion of these, so you're going to want to get one because it's a limited time only. The Dean Cain All-American Lawman special Christmas cover, right? So I got the pallet there here. So when you order it, you're safe to get it. If you order by the 30th of November, you will get this before Christmas. They're $60. They're $10 more than the autograph edition, but it's because they're limited and they're available for a limited time only. And then they will eventually go back into the Disney vault. These things, the camera's not doing it justice. This is like shiny, like iridescent metallic. It's a beautiful cover with Chris Tanaka and Veronica there, and the villains are stealing all the presents and stuff. And it's a really fun comedic cover. So it's a variant edition available for a limited time only. I finished the script for All American Lawman 2 and handed it off to Akian. He's working on some concept art. I did some concept art, but he's doing the lion's share of it. Tyrus, the Unstoppable Tyrus. I wrote the plot. Then I wrote the first draft of the script, and now I'm on the final draft of the script today. And about 2 hours ago, I got up to page 40. It's 120. So I did like 30-something pages today. So I'll be done with the Tyrus 120-page thing by Saturday, Sunday. And we're working on concept art for that. Do you want to see it? If you want to see the concept art, let's have a 1 in the chat. Oh, there it is anyway. So I'm not going to go deep into the detail. But when you said SWAT Cats, it reminded me of Street Sharks and all that. It reminded me of Ninja Turtles. And if you love superheroes and Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, we've got a ton of that in the Tyrus comic book. This is one of the characters. We don't need to tell you what he does or what he's a good guy, bad guy. We're not going to talk about that. But this is concept art here. This is concept art for the main love interest, the main squeeze, Cindy.
Right, that'll work.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. So yeah, this is concept art. Now, my plan, you cannot hold me to this. This is just a plan because I will make these things quality before I'll rush them out. Is I'll have Empyrean done. That's my sci-fi book. I'll bring that up in a minute. That's 120 pages. It's done. That book is fully illustrated. It's done. I just need to finish up the colors in the next month or so. And that is going to be probably going on sale this spring. Don't hold me to that. But I've talked to some good friends of mine about working on getting this book out there, and you're going to love it. Empyrean is awesome. And then I want to finish this before Comic-Con. So I would have Dean Cain Volume 1 reprints. I would have Empyrean, and I would have Tyrus, probably all at Comic-Con. So we'll crowdfund Empyrean in the spring, and I think we'll crowdfund Tyrus right before Comic-Con. That's my plan. We'll see where it goes. So is it Cindy or Cindy? Wink, wink.
Ooh.
Hey guys, coming to the main stage. It's Cindy. Get your dollars out.
Grab your dollar bills and take your wedding rings off. Cindy's on the stage.
Joe Dalton wants to know where the LGBT characters are. Oh, they're in Marvel and DC Comics.
Yeah.
We'll find them here. Don't worry.
Yep.
Don't worry. So there's plenty. All you need. I don't if you need a L, they got it. If you need a G, they got it. If you need a B,
all of them.
They got T. If you need Q or plus, I think they have those too.
Don't forget IA.
So
QIA
sadly, I'm fresh out. We don't have any. We're not worried about that. You know what I am worried about is entertaining your face off. That's what I'm worried. Look at this design. Gorgon. Who is she? What's she want? Good guy? Bad guy? I don't know. We'll find out. This is the unstoppable Tyrus. So I'll show you real quick, and then we'll move on. Unless you have something else, Jericho, then we'll move on to the movie. Here it is real quick. So this is Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, Volume 2. Script for that is done. Pages will start about a week or two. Empyrean is complete. All 120 pages are drawn. I will finish the colors and letters in the next month or two. Try and get this thing crowdfunded in the springtime. And since my books are the artwork and all that is done ahead of time, we'll get them in your hands fast. No waiting 4 years for my books. We don't do that.
Cool.
That's very unprofessional. This book, this will be, God willing, a Halloween release next year because it's got spooky feet. So this one is on deck, last of my 4, but there's many others that I'm going to be working on too. Here's my cover for Tyrus. That was for this concept art here. And then my buddy Aki on his cover for Tyrus. So if you love Ninja Turtles and SWAT Cats and all that, you're going to love this stuff because it's all half human. I call them mani beasts. I'm very proud of that. I came up with that name when I was writing the script. So
remember, there was a TV show called Manimal.
Manimal, right? It was a 70s action sci-fi. And what did he have? Like the power of animals?
I think it was. Was it the 70s or the 80s?
It was that era where people looked sloppy and dusty and had big sideburns and floofy hair.
And and then you had that movie Beastmaster.
Right. But
Manimal was 1983, one season.
All right.
And he had some kind of like accident or something where he could, now he could communicate with the animals. But that was Manimal.
Manimal. That's Manimal.
Wow.
So let's see. And just for a little inside baseball, here's the cover to Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, the Christmas version. Go get it right now, guys. Go to the website, bigmancomics.com. I'll put the link in the chat. So this is how you make a cover for the printer. You see, that's the front, that's the back on the left, and the spine in the middle, and then the front on the right there. So this is the PDF I will send to the printer, and this is actually what they print the cover from. So I'll show you here. What I had in this packet here is a printer sample. They send you samples of the books before that you sign off and say, okay, print it. And they came out gorgeous. I got a pallet of them yesterday. Got a lot of these books. So when you're ready, I will ship them to you. But this is, hold on, let me make it solo. This is it right here. This is just the printer sample of that cover. You see? Nice and shiny. But that's right from that file that I made there. So Big Man Comics is flying along. And since it's Thanksgiving, let me say thank you to all of you who've been crowdfunding backers and bought T-shirts and all that. You make this work. You made my 3-year-old artist dreams come true. Thank you very much. Are you ready, Jericho?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who's that when I say that?
Let's do it. I don't know.
It's Tone Loc.
Oh, let's do it. Oh,
right.
I couldn't stand Tone Loc.
No?
He was good in he was good in Ace Ventura, but that's about it. I couldn't stand his music.
I didn't even know he was in Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah, he was a cop. Ace Ventura's buddy, he was a cop.
Oh.
Kept giving him the inside information on the investigation. Yeah, that was about it.
Oh, I don't even remember Ace Ventura. I saw it once 30 years ago in 1994.
It
By the way,
was.
1994, we talked about this a few weeks ago when Matthew Marsden was here. Jim Carrey in 1994, he had The Mask, he had Ace Ventura, and he had what else? He had Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, all in 94.
That's the king of Hollywood right there.
Dude,
Holy
94?
shit.
To have 3 bangers like that in your career is pretty damn good.
Right.
But in 1 year, and then part 2, Ace Ventura Part 2, which might have been bigger than Ace Ventura, came out in 95. Then you got Cable Guy, 96. No, Liar Liar also came out in 94, I think.
Yeah, and I saw the last movie I saw before the lockdown was Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was fantastic. It was really funny. I'm not even a fan of like the Sega or Sonic, and I don't know shit about Sonic, but it was actually so funny. But it was innocent because I don't like the dirty Deadpool humor and all that. I don't go for that. But the Sonic stuff was just silly and funny, and I thought it was great. They made a sequel. I never went and saw it, but I saw commercials for a third one. So I think I need to watch the second one and then watch the third one in a minute here. But I do recommend the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It's fun. Your kids would love it, Jericho. And as an adult, you can sit there and you can tolerate it.
No, my son loves it. He's watched it a bunch of times.
Okay. Oh, The Truman Show. That was a great one, too.
Dude, how did he have time to film all these movies? My goodness.
I know. Maybe he's one of the few Hollywood people that's not a degenerate. Maybe he just doesn't go to Diddy parties and snort cocaine.
Ace Ventura's filmography is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Kara 73. I've only seen the first Superman movie. As my brother says, it's the only one worth watching, and I rarely take his advice. The second one is good. I like the first one better. The second one does some very weird things.
Yeah.
Very weird things.
It was a very weird process.
Yeah. Well, they filmed them back to back because the plan was originally to make both. They were for sure making the first two. They knew that. So. But I'm going to read a quick description, go through the images here. We're going to do a little Siskel and Ebert style, and then Jericho is going to tell me what he loves about it. So Superman 2, before Krypton's destruction, criminals Zod, Ursa, and Non are banished to the Phantom Zone. We remember that from the first one. They're it's like a jury court trial of like some senior Kryptonians, and they put them in that flat picture frame of the Phantom Zone. But there's a nuclear shockwave, right? Superman saves Lois Lane, who goes to Paris. There's some terrorists there. They want to have a nuclear bomb, and he flies the bomb into space. And when the bomb blows up, the shockwave hits the Phantom Zone thingamajig and frees these 3 turds. And they're able to bust free, and they come down to Earth. Well, they go to the moon first and kill astronauts. Then they come down to Earth, and don't they go to like the Fortress of Solitude and all that? And they start learning about Earth, and they want to take over. That's General Zod there on the left, played by Terrence Stamp. And the guy in the middle, isn't he Jaws from James Bond? The guy with the big weird metal teeth? Is that him?
Yeah, from Moonraker.
Moonraker, which I've never seen. Meanwhile, Clark Kent, a.k.a. Superman, reveals his identity to Lois Lane at the Fortress of Solitude and renounces his power to live with her as a mortal. And they get it on and on until the break it down.
Yeah, she must have one hell of a vagina.
Yeah.
To take that.
I don't know. I feel like Superman goofed on this one. Why did he have to get rid of his powers? I guess he's not a fuck boy. He didn't want to hit and quit. He actually had feelings for her.
Well, she probably would have died. I'm going to take that super dick. He couldn't give her that super dick because then if he super nuts in there, then that super baby's going to. Wasn't there something like that in the comics where she died or something because the baby kicked her stomach open or some shit because she got pregnant? I heard something.
I worked at DC Comics, and as far as I know, Lois Lane never died from having sex with Superman. That is not ever what happened in the comics.
Good.
So,
but yeah, he definitely had to power down because he couldn't just bust that out.
Yeah.
That'd be all bad.
Tony likes the second movie more than the first. Well, there you go.
Really?
That is what an Australian would say, isn't it?
Right.
I don't even know what that means.
Crikey.
Terrence Stamp was the voice of Jor-El on Smallville. And let's see here. None of the Miser's correct is he says, knowing that's Richard Keel. Who is Richard Keel? Are you talking about the tall guy in the middle?
Richard Keel? I don't know.
I don't know. We could have this wrong. Listen, I was a very little child when this came out. So General Zod and his buddies, they go to the White House. They take over America. They go to a small town somewhere. They overrun the town, but they end up at the White House. And they're like, you got to kneel to Zod or else I'm going to kill everyone. And they want Superman. They want him. They want him bad
Yeah.
because they want to eliminate him. So let's see. Zod takes over the White House, forcing Superman to restore his powers with help from the escaped Lex Luthor, who betrays Superman to gain favor with Zod. The villains confront Superman at the Fortress of Solitude. Superman tricks them all into reversing the power thing. So that's what he does there. They all come to the Fortress of Solitude to fight with him. And remember, he got in that phone booth to take away his own power so he could marry Lois Lane. He reverses it so the depower energy is outside the little phone booth. He comes out and he proceeds to whip their ass. And he has weird powers in this one. At one point, he rips the super symbol off his chest and throws it on them, and it's like saran wrap and stuff.
You never heard of that?
It wasn't in any of the comics I worked on. I worked on a ton of these things. There was a point when I was working freelance. I worked freelance for like almost 15 years. It was a couple years I was doing almost 1,000 pages a year, dude, of comic books between DC, mostly DC Comics, and then Image, and then a little bit for IDW, Dark Horse, and Aftershock. And I never did any Marvel comics. They don't pay. They wanted to offer me almost half of what DC offered me money-wise. So I say no. They offered me a book, Marvel, and then they told me the rate, and I was like, nah.
Nah, cool.
Nah.
But you know that name, that's what they're banking on, that you're going to be like, Marvel.
That's exactly what it is. They're banking on your desperation. But I say thee nay, base villain. I say thee nay.
Take that, Marvel.
So then, he beats up all these guys at the Fortress Solitude. They all get knocked down into these bottomless pits of like fog, which is terrifying to me. And then, he flies Lois home. They go back to work and all that. She knows he's Superman now, though. He's revealed all that. So that's kind of something.
Showed her that super dick.
But then in one of the weirdest things ever, he kisses her and it erases her memory. I don't know. He threw saran wrap symbols and now he can kiss and wipe women's minds.
Yeah, that Man in Black little light thing.
I guess. He slipped her the super forget tongue, I guess. And then it's back to status quo. And he restores the damage caused by Zod's invasion at the White House and different places. And there's a great shot of him flying with the American flag. This to me is a great movie. I think the first one is a little bit better, but I like this one. And it's like the Lord of the Rings movies from the late 90s, early 2000s. You can tell after you hear they were filmed like back to back, you can kind of tell that. Everything's similar. The sets are the same. A lot of the actors obviously are the same. And it has a similar feel. Now, Jericho, you told me there was like drama behind the scenes with these movies about trying to get the two made. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, so these two brothers that were like Hungarian or some shit, I don't remember their name, but they wanted to make a Superman movie, and but it was very unheard of then. You had like some Superman, a Batman movie, like from TV show to movie, in the 60s, but a full blown superhero movie, those weren't as common as they are today. So these two brothers, they hit up was it Warner Brothers, and they hit him up to make the movie. And I can't remember what the name of this type of deal is, but basically the Warner Brothers said, all right, you guys make the movie and they will reimburse you for it and we'll put it out. So like that way, Warner Brothers, if it failed, Warner Brothers say like, well, it's these two fuckers, not us. So they got, the first actor they got was Marlon Brando. And then once he signed on, then Gene Hackman signed on, and everybody's like, oh, they want to do a movie because of those two. And then they wanted to film in Italy because it was cheaper, but Brando couldn't go back there because he got kicked out of the country. He had a warrant. And so, so somebody else didn't want him to have film the movie in England because it was like tax evasion or some shit. They couldn't go back. So they ditched that fucker. Went with Marlon Brando.
You evade no taxes.
Isn't it? So Brando won. They were like, well, he's a bigger star, so fuck you. So they filmed it at some famous studio in London where they filmed the James Bond movies. And then they started butting heads with Richard Donner, who was the original director. And they liked him because they saw that movie Omen that he did. But they started fucking with him too much and being up his ass about this needs to be done this way and this needs to be done that way. And he got to the point where he like banned them from the set. So then they got rid of him and had this other director come in midway. And when Richard Donner took over, he completely scrapped the plot that was like 400 pages. So he wanted to focus on the love story. And then he got into too much. He hated them too much. They hated him. So Richard Donner leaves. This other guy comes in, and he finished like the second half of the movie. And you could tell like kind of where he took over. Because of course, as a director, you want your fingerprints on that. You don't want to just finish a Richard Donner movie for him. You kind of want your own thing. So they brought that guy over, and the deal with that guy was they owed him money from a movie they did called The Four Musketeers. So they said, if you come over here and keep an eye on Richard Donner, we'll pay you for that movie. So they basically get 2 movies for one out of this guy. And then Richard Donner left, he took over. And then Richard Donner, he said when he got the phone call, he was on the toilet taking a shit. And he was like, who the fuck are you guys? And they said, we'll pay you $1 million. And he said, I'm listening. So he did the movie for the money. And then Brando, they paid him like $3 million, which at the time was like, holy shit. But they were like, whatever, because they wanted to put this movie out with Warner Brothers. So there was lots of drama.
Do you take calls on the toilet? I'm not taking calls on the toilet. I'm sorry. I'm not taking.
I mean, it depends. You know, it depends on what kind of shit we're talking here. It depends on who it is. You know, it just depends.
I'm trying to think whose name I could see on the phone that I would answer if I'm in the bathroom.
I'm down.
Now, I did take a phone call while I was vomiting. I did.
See? That might be a little tougher to do. But what if it said like California Lotto Commission? You're taking that call.
I had a friend. And they were applying for a job, and they put me as a reference. I didn't know, but I was happy to answer. I answered the phone. I told this story on here like 5 months ago when it happened. I had these protein shakes because I'm working out and losing weight. I open this protein shake and gulp it down after I'd already answered the phone with the guy who wants to ask me about my friend as a reference. When I tell you this is the grossest thing you could ever taste, you have to believe me. And I figured out like 3 weeks later what it tasted like. It tasted like bad breath. You know when someone has halitosis that could peel paint?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out for like a week or two what this tasted like. It was so raunchy. It's protein shake. And the guy's like, do you know so-and-so? I'm like, I do. And I just like hit mute on my phone and I run towards the bathroom. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. He's talking. And I'm like, oh. And then I unmute and I go, no, he's a good guy. You could totally trust him. I mute it again. He says some more stuff. And I'm like, I can't tell this person that I'm throwing up, so I'll have to take a call later. They won't give my friend the job. They'll think I'm a psycho and a liar. So I muscled through it. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. That it was so gross, and it made me scared of getting food poisoning with whatever was wrong with this drink that I had just opened. I went into the kitchen. This is really disgusting. Cover your ears, kids. I drank like 3 giant glasses of water so I could throw up even more to clear my stomach out. Good news is I didn't get sick.
Good job, man.
Thank God. So
dude, you should have just puked while you're on the phone. Like, let them know this is real. This is real life.
What do you think of so-and-so?
Like, nah, he's cool. He's cool. Nah, he's cool. They'd be like, this dude's real.
This is unbelievable to me. Kara says she didn't like the Lord of the Rings. Did you? Now, Jericho, do you like the Lord of the Rings movies or not?
No, I think they're fucking stupid.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can't stand them. I never watched them. Come on, they're like fucking
well,
9 hours long.
How do you not like them if you never watched
them?
them?
9 hours long. I'm just not into shit like that. I'm not into that fucking huge and spiel. No, I'm cool. But hey, it's a fucking hugely successful franchise.
Books. So you obviously haven't read the books, right?
No, hell no.
I found the books at my grandma's house. Someone was a great reader. My mom, my aunt, my uncle. I found these at my grandma's house when I was like 10, 11, 12. And I found a bunch of John Steinbeck books. And I love reading. I just devoured these in the summer when I was a kid. This is not me discovering this. People have said this for decades. The Lord of the Rings books are some of the greatest books ever written, dude. They're outstanding.
It very well could be true. John Steinbeck's a great. Growing up in Salinas, where his books took place, or some of them, Grapes of Wrath and all that shit. Mice and Men.
Cannery Row.
Yeah, we read all those books.
Right.
We read all Pearl, Mice and
Men. Isn't the Pearl sad? What a sad book.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty fucked up. All those books are pretty fucked up. Yeah. Mice and Men, tell me about the rabbits, George. That's all bad. But yeah, I definitely read all those. But Lord of the Rings, not a big fan. Not at all.
Wow.
Nope. I said it.
Oh. So Superman 2, did you see it when you were little or?
Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid and it fucked me up, especially the part where he's all mean. And like he almost has like a 5 o'clock shadow. His cape's darker. Like that one fucked me up. I was like, this is not Superman. Superman's always a nice dude. Like no matter what, gets shot. In the first one, you saw him be the connection between two pieces of railroad tracks that were separated, so they crash. So like in the face of all these horrible, terrible things, Superman's always, hey, no problem. But in this one, he got all fucking mean and was drinking. I didn't like that part. But just, the kid in me, that I had this image of him and what the hell? Superman's taking shots. What the fuck?
Superman's doing key bumps of coke.
Dude, Superman has an 8-ball? What the fuck's going on here? And then
how he goes back to that hamburger place and beats that trucker beats him to pieces. That's
he like spins him around in the chair and shit. Yeah. You always like to see that. You always like to see the bad guys. There's kind of one in the which one was it with Henry Cavill? The one that came out in 2013, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
There's kind of a scene like that where these guys are fucking with him, and then he goes back and they go outside and he took like a bunch of logs off their truck and basically impaled their 18-wheeler on it.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like that homage, I guess, to that too. But yeah, it's always good to see him go back and fuck up the bad guys. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlie Stevenson says The Red Pony. That was the first Steinbeck book I ever read, I believe. No, The Pearl was the first. But The Red Pony has this chapter where they're trying to chop and pull this giant root out of the ground on the farm, the dad, the son, and the visitor guy. And it's so intense, and they're so tired, and they're trying this, and they're trying that. And I just remember reading the chapter. It was so well written. And at the end, the mom has this huge homemade apple pie for the men to eat because they've been out there for hours fighting this tree stump. And to read them eat this pie was like the most, I could like taste it when they were in the book. It was so satisfying. Yeah. So, The Red Pony's great. Steinbeck can do no wrong, in my opinion. He's an outstanding author. So, and he hated communists too, by the way.
Everybody did. Everybody hated those bastards at one point.
Communists like to use his quote, and they twist his quote to, the only reason communism didn't catch on in America is because Americans consider themselves temporarily embarrassed millionaires. That's not what he said. He goes on to say that communism didn't catch on in this country. The full quote, I'm paraphrasing now, but it does say this, because we believe in the American dream, and we do think no matter how bad it is for us, we can get out of this. So F you commies that try and use one of my favorite authors as one of your commie bastard mouthpieces. He came from being poor and working with the field workers, picking vegetables and all that. He did that for a living. And then he became a Nobel Prize winning, President's Medal of Freedom winning author, wealthy, famous. He lived the American dream. Don't you ever say he was a communist. Don't you ever say that to me again.
Yep.
No, they do. Commies love to cut that quote in half. They love to cut that quote in half and not talk about the last part where, communism didn't take root here because we believe in the American dream. Fucking bastards.
Yeah, they do that.
Communists don't ruin, by the way. Is there anything they don't ruin?
No, because they're locusts. They're supposed to come in and destroy. That's what they do. That's their lifeblood. Just like I love when they take that quote on the Statue of Liberty and act like it's in the Constitution. It's not. It's just a poem. It's a poem. They had a contest to raise money to finish building it. And it was, granted, it was a great poem. Giving your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Yeah, that sounds great, man. That's some powerful shit, but it's not in the Constitution. That's not our what is it? Not our manifesto, but it's not our mission statement as a country. Yeah, sounds cool. It's on a cool statue that's in our country, but we don't believe that shit. It's not like, no, just come on over. Forget about it. You're tired. You're hungry. You're huddled. You're yearning to breathe free. Get in here, you silly goose. Oh, fuck that. Right. And they do that with Martin Luther King, too, when he says that rioting is the voice of the unheard. But there's more to it than that. He doesn't just say, burn shit. Dumbasses. Commies suck. If you're a commie, you suck.
Right. I bet you if this movie came out today, if Christopher Reeves, he's such a great Superman. I'd never seen it till 2-3 months ago when we reviewed the first one, but he really does capture the warmth and love and goodness, the kindness of heart that Superman is supposed to have. And I hate when they write him as like shitty or edgy in the comics or whatever, or he's a bad guy or whatever. You ever notice that, like when characters go public domain, like Winnie the Pooh went public domain and Popeye will soon and Mickey Mouse, and then people just make trashy versions. What if it was Winnie the Pooh, but he was like a murdering psychopath? You know what I mean? And it's just like, they're like, can we just have the nice thing stay nice? Do you have to make it gross and ugly and weird? I don't know what that is. It's such an immature impulse. I think it's dumb.
That you must, because you can't. It's like a petulant teenage girl who's like dating some nice guy. He's too nice.
Ugh.
He's too nice to me. I gotta stir it up. I gotta create some drama. I
Gotta have a guy that's gonna cheat on her and steal money from her. That's so much more pleasant.
Idiot. And then when they're 40 and ran through, then they're like, oh no, now I get it.
I'm ready to settle down.
Yeah. After this punani's been blown out, now I'll find a sucker who's willing to shack up, who's willing to hitch his wagon to this fucking mess. It's terrible. Terrible. That's terrible.
I don't know. We definitely need more heroes like this with that winning smile, and they really are a good person. You know, and they're good. They're not. This is why I always berate it on this channel. I hate Deadpool. He's not a hero. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit who fights and kills bigger pieces of shit. Still a pile of shit. Who wants it? I don't know. I want real heroes that are good people. So I don't know. That's what matters to me is right and wrong.
So heroes are. If they're not good people, they can't be a hero.
Right. And these three should be in prison just for these outfits anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with the low cut or the deep V-neck blouse. I'm not a fan. Well, I heard the lady, hey, let's get that V-neck deeper. But those guys, we need to tighten those up and not make them so
I feel
flowy.
like if you're a super villain or hero, you don't use guns typically. The Punisher notwithstanding. You're doing a lot of martial arts, a lot of boxing, a lot of fighting, a lot of, kinetic with your limbs. I don't think you want flowy satin. Just my opinion.
And if you're a male, how about that?
Yeah.
If you're a male in any scenario, you don't want a flowy latex or like shiny silk.
You don't like
whatever that is blouse.
The shimmering collar and the flowy sleeves.
I don't want it. Nothing should shimmer on a man. Can we start there and agree?
Yeah. You should wear this. You should order this outfit on Amazon, Jericho, and then walk into your bedroom with your wife when it's time to go to bed.
No, I should, but
see what she says.
No, she'll pack it up. She'll wake the kids up and leave.
She'll go stay at her mom's house.
Yeah, I don't blame her. If she didn't do that, then I'd be like, "What the fuck, girl? Get out of here!" No, it's no good, man. It's no good.
Yeah, Zod prefers the deep V cut. I thought Terrence Stamp was good. He's the one on the left. He's General Zod. He's the ringleader. I didn't like Nan or whatever his name was, the guy in the middle, and Ursa was just fine. I don't know. I thought the bad guys left a lot to be desired. They didn't seem that vicious to me. They seemed real pompous,
I think, and again, Man of Steel. Man of Steel must have been a remake or reboot of the second one because you see that too. You got General Zod, and the other two come with him. But in this one, and the newer one, I think it's 2013. They are very
they fight
cruel,
like
mean,
badasses.
Yeah. So they got that note that direction note for sure made them meaner. But I think if it's going to be like this and they're not going to be so brutal, that General Zod probably could have just rolled by himself.
Yeah, I don't know. And I come to like, what is the name of the lady that plays Lois Lane? I want to say Margot Kidder, but I feel like that's wrong. I don't know. Could be. But I come to like her. I didn't like her at first when I watched the first one. I was like, they could have got someone a little pretty or whatever. But she's good as the spunky, sort of independent metropolitan woman and stuff like that. And to me, it's believable. He's the old hayseed from the farm. He's a little bashful. He kind of has a crush on her and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, you're right. Margot Kidder.
It was Margot Kidder. I was right. But I liked it. I thought their chemistry was great. These were hidden gems for me. I saw them as a kid like half an hour here and there on TV, but I never sat and watched the Superman movies. I know. Professional comic book artist working for DC Comics for like 15 years. I never saw the Superman movies. I know.
That is crazy.
That is weird. But
I think they wanted her to kind of match his, because Christopher Reeves, he's a handsome man, but he's not like supermodel. So they probably didn't want to get like some smoking hot, supermodel level chick.
That's true.
More attainable,
Yeah, if it was like, out of this world supermodel, then unfortunately our biases are what they are. We don't buy her as like the intellectual, independent, spunky type.
Yeah,
you
can't be smart and hot.
Yeah,
I mean, according to that stereotype.
Pick a lane, lady.
Yeah,
But I thought it was great. I do think the wiping her memory with the kiss is hilarious.
That's where I'm gonna try that with my wife.
Right. Well, as a writer, you do write yourself into corners. You're like, okay, how do I make this thing in my script happen? And it's not, oh, the audience rolling their eyes. It's I make it happen, and the audience is like, yo, yeah, that's awesome. And her knowing Superman's identity doesn't work, so he kisses her and erases it. It's not good, but it's super comic booky, so it's like sort of good in that way.
But why didn't he just fly around the Earth again? Because he did it in the first one to reverse time.
That's true.
It would have been a callback. You're already used to it. You know he could do it. Reverse and wipe out our memory.
But he would have to go all the way back to before he defeated General Zod and Non and Ursa, because she knew his identity before that. He tells her the identity when they're up at Niagara Falls in the lovers' suite.
Well, he should have hit it so good that it messed up her memory.
Shit. So if a kiss, now let's figure this out. If a kiss can just erase like his identity but keep the rest of her brain intact, what would little horizontal mambo erase from her brain?
Dude, she'd forget how to talk and write. She'd be like a big ass baby.
She'd be wearing a helmet. He'd be feeding her oatmeal.
Yeah, she'd be done for. Done for. You gotta watch out. That's super dick. But he wanted to hit it so bad. He's like, man, that's all you need to know, fellas. Ladies, if you're wondering, why do you guys like vagina so much, or how much do they like it? Superman gave his powers up. That's how much.
Right.
They like it.
Yeah, read a few history books and see the brilliant things men have done for sex that ruin their entire lives and businesses and kingdoms.
Yeah, Superman's like, I can't fly. Vision, X-ray.
So I can breathe in space. I don't burn to death with radiation. Bullets bounce off me. I'm faster than anyone. I could hear shit 3 continents over. I could blow ice breath.
Yep.
But I want to get with Lois Lane.
So take it all. All of it? All of it. Take it. I'll walk around.
That is
like everybody else.
And then all of 12 minutes later, he's like, damn, maybe that wasn't a good deal.
Yeah, wait. Give me my shit back.
I got to bring up a little something, though. There's someone in the chat, very special someone. I got to have a shout out to them.
Whoopsie doodle.
The great Diesel.
Whoopsie doodle.
And his Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh.
They were swept
baby.
By the Denver Broncos, who have won a Super Bowl this millennia, unlike your team.
Damn.
Unlike your team. My team has won a Super Bowl this century, this millennia, within the last decade, in fact.
There it is. Let's see. Trojan War was fought over a woman, and the condoms are named after Trojans. Yes. See?
There you go.
That's how much they mess up. Like, you know what?
Think about what the Trojan horse is, right? It's that big wooden horse. The warriors are hidden inside. They go into the city, and then they all come out at night and murder everyone and take over, right?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the concept. You got this big thing that holds a bunch of guys that sneak in. Now think about what a condom is.
Yep.
And it holds a bunch of guys. 200 million little sperm in it.
Guys trying to sneak in.
It's like it's a horrible name for a condom.
Trying to sneak in. Is it though?
Well, the men inside the Trojan horse go inside and have their way. That's the last thing you want from a condom.
Not these 200 million. You guys are going to hold on to you. You can't just go in there.
I'm just saying it's a horrible analogy for what you're doing there.
Yeah.
So
Trojan man.
The Trojan horse is to help you invade and sneak past the defenses.
But I think they just got past the, sneaking in part, and they were just like, all right, that's good.
I'm just saying that the warriors come out of the horse at night and kill
everyone.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I get it. But it's too late now.
I'm just
Trojans.
saying.
Trojans. And you don't have to say Trojan condom, just say Trojans.
Right.
Everybody knows exactly what you mean.
Kara says she's actually glad the Bills beat the Chiefs. Just don't tell my dad I said that. Dang. Oof. Family tension. Ooh. Don't bring that up at
we got Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow. Don't do that.
Oh, by the way.
Don't upset that man.
I've got a great video for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Look at the thumbnail. I love the Grok AI image generator.
I wish that somebody would come to my house on
I wish a liberal
like that. I would tear them apart and not think twice. I would sit down and enjoy my meal.
Can you
No
imagine
problem.
having the complete lack of couth to do this? I don't care what your politics or religion or whatever is, to do that to people at a family gathering. I don't give a shit what your politics are. We're here for food and
And
laughs
why?
and some football. What is your problem, you deranged maniac?
Yeah. And why is she sitting at the head of the table?
I don't know. That's just what
I
the AI.
understand aesthetically
Yeah.
have her center stage, but there's some big old
Well,
titties.
when I gave the description, I said a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner, a large window with a beautiful neighborhood. On the right side is a conservative family dressed in beautiful like suits and dresses, and they look nice. And on the left side are a liberal family dressed in, like I said, like punk rock clothes with colored pink hair. One of the women is obese and they are screaming. That was the description I gave. It comes up with this shit on its own.
No, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Big old biddies on that thing too.
Yeah. So there you
Get
go.
those off the table. Get those out of the mashed potatoes, huh? But no, it did it perfectly. The family on the right,
right,
and the family on the left. But I know that we're biased because we are on the right. We're conservative. Okay, I understand that. But my eyeballs still work. Like I still recognize, like even though I'm married, I still recognize a beautiful woman. So even though
that's sexist. All women are Jericho. All women are 10s. All women are 10s.
Hold on. That might be a bit of an overstatement. But even though I'm conservative, I'm quote unquote on the right, the left is still crazy. And I'm not saying that because I'm on the right, because I'm conservative. They are like that. They are nuts. They are going to come to Thanksgiving with a head full of what they think is right and fuck dinner up. They are going to do that. They are insufferable assholes who ruin everything.
We'll circle back to Superman because I'm not done talking about it, but that makes me want to play this real quick.
I think when people feel that someone voted not only against their families, but against them and against people that they loved, I think it's okay to take a beat.
So this is that Sunny Hostin on The View. I don't know who watches The View, dude. But she's talking about, cut off your family if they voted for Trump and conservatives. That's such
let me find out you did that.
Hateful, horrible advice.
But let me find out
anyone if you voted for Kamala.
Man,
that's your right as a free citizen.
But let me find out that you did. Let me find out that you didn't come to my house because I voted for Trump. You'll never be invited to my house again. That's it. The last time you were here will be the last time you were here.
Right.
The fuck out of here. You don't deserve coming here. Goodbye.
Tony C. from Down Under. She says, how many discussions during Thanksgiving meal will be about politics? How many will end in fights and family flips? You know, I've had family get-togethers growing up where people get in fights, but it was never about politics. It was aunts and uncles arguing about like childhood shit because they're brothers and sisters, you know. I've seen that. But Thanksgiving was always great with my family. My early memories are at my grandparents' house. This is in Colorado. It's my mom's parents. They're the ones that own the restaurant. Fantastic cooks, both of them. We just had the great spread, and it was a great time. And there was no talk of any nonsense. It was just food and everyone getting along. And I think the football game's on in the background. The cousins go outside, all the young cousins, and throw the football around. And it was very harmonious time. There were other family occasions where it didn't work out so great, but I always have fond memories of Thanksgiving. You know, always do. And that kind of shit just didn't go on in my family. I'm sure it does, but it's not Thanksgiving. Those people were going to fight anyway. Yeah. You could have had it just be Tuesday night, you know, Domino's Pizza 2-for-1 sale, and they would have found a way to fight. You know, it's kind of like beavers. Wherever you stick beavers, they're going to try and build a dam. That's what they do. And argumentative jerks that ruin things for everyone, they're going to do it no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what holiday, you know? So.
Yeah, my Thanksgiving and holiday gatherings are always 99.9% fun. I remember one time my aunt and my mom got into it about some political shit.
Uh-oh.
And they got mad for like a minute, but then they were laughing later. So it was never anything serious. I never had the holidays, Aunt so-and-so or Uncle this or my cousin. Like, it was always fun. It was always cool. So I've always looked forward to Thanksgiving. I'm hoping that my kids, when they're older, we're like, yeah, we enjoy Thanksgiving because
Patrick C says those people get the Folgers. They get the instant coffee.
You're getting the coffee crystals. You're getting the shit I just got to add water to.
So I'm going to go to the back of this cabinet and find some Sanka, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're getting the what is it? Not the Sanka, the one that started with a Y.
Well, there was a
Yuba. U-band. You're getting the
Yeah.
U-band, bitch.
That's right.
You're getting the U-band. Don't you give them that organic breakfast blend. You're getting U-band.
No, you're getting U-band and you're getting the sweet and low. You're not even getting sugar, pal.
You're getting saccharin.
Ugh.
I'm gonna give you the shit that kills rats.
Right, we're giving you equal and U-band.
U-band. Holy shit, guys!
And I got some evaporated milk instead of cream.
Yeah, you're getting that pet milk.
Yeah,
dude. If you don't know what U-band is, you are youthful.
Right.
All right, because U-band was those commercials, man. U-band Folgers. Remember, Randy Travis, the country singer, he did the Folgers commercials for years.
Right.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Though the direction and the imagery of those commercials is outstanding. It'll be like Christmas morning and a beautiful sunset and like one of those Hollywood homes, like they claim to be middle class, but this is got like an 8-bedroom house, like Home Alone or whatever.
Yeah.
And the sister gets up, she's 17, she's making coffee, and the military brother is coming home, surprise mom and dad in the kitchen.
Yeah, and he tells
the
her
best part of waking up
is Folgers in your cup. Yeah, or it's a farmhouse, and the guy, he has like the flannel and the t-shirt under it with like the red hat, and he's holding a cup of Folgers, kind of looking out at the farm. And his wife comes up and like puts her arms around him and rubs his back. He puts his arm around her, because he's about to go out there. That coffee gets him what he needs to get out there and start, running that tractor, man. Those commercials were amazing.
Yeah.
Those old commercials.
It was a good time when we had a family-oriented culture. It was very interesting.
Everything, TV, all the primetime TV was all family shit. It was all family sitcoms.
Right.
That was it. And then like after that, when it got like 9, 10 o'clock or whatever, like 2020 would come on, or then you'd have like the cop stuff like Hunter or shit like that would come on later. But like the family time shit, Friday nights, TGIF and all that, it was all sitcoms. It was sitcoms one right after another, all families, different race families or whatever, but it was all family shit, dude. Man, those are the best times. Sitting down, do you get to eat in the den or the living room? Usually eat in the kitchen. But Friday, Saturday night, you get to eat in the living room, sit there and watch TV, man. It was fucking awesome.
Let's check this out. We won't get any strike for this because this is a commercial. Watch this.
Day's looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right.
Come on. Look how good that looks.
That's right.
There's Folgers in your cup.
Mornings are brighter with mountain-grown Folgers because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma than any other kind.
Right now. Look at this family. They love each other.
Look at that meadow behind them.
They own an entire meadow and like 10 horses, and they're all attractive and well-dressed.
Dude.
Nobody's fat. Nobody has blue hair. The dad loves the mom and the kids. The coffee's fresh. What a world.
It was great. Mom, dad, daughter, some Arabian horses in the background on like 20 fucking acres, a multi-million-dollar home. But that's not what you're seeing. You're just seeing that delicious cup of coffee, and it makes everybody happy.
Those are the kind of people that are like Barbara and Dale. We're gonna go play. We're gonna play tennis with
Buffy,
Buffy and Frank.
Buffy and Pemberton.
Pemberton. Oh, that Pemberton. He's a whirling dervish on the court.
Be careful, ladies. Dude, if you drink that coffee, that coffee is going to make you prosperous.
So do you want that world with your loving family, or do you want this?
I think when people feel that someone voted not only against their families, but against them and against people that they loved, I think it's okay to take a beat.
She thinks it's okay to take a beat. Is Sunny Hostin,
you can take a beat.
Horrible woman on The View, is she aware she and everyone she knows and loves is going to pass away one day? And you're going to piss away these things because you're mad that Trump won election? Grow up. Yep. Like, let's do some math here. I'm 46. You're whatever you are, 43 or 42. You're a little
44.
Let's say I live to 80. That's 30-something Christmases, 30-something things. Like, you're going to blow them? Do you know how rare these are? You're my age. You might be, who knows, with modern medicine, maybe we'll all live to 200 if we're alive today. But who knows? You going to bet on that? The past would tell us if you're my age, you might be more than halfway done with life. You're I'm mad at Uncle Fred for voting for Kamala, so fuck him. He can't come over. Really? I tell you guys this. I have a Grandpa Rocky. He's not my grandpa. He's my brother-in-law's wife's grandfather. Love the guy, Navy veteran. Died 2 years ago. But 3 years ago, we watched my favorite football game of the year, the Army-Navy game. It's coming up in 2-3 weeks. He's a Navy vet. My father-in-law's a Navy vet. My brother-in-law's father-in-law's a Navy vet. Navy guy, San Diego Navy. We all watched it at Grandpa Rocky's house. He was like 92 at the time. Men only, no women allowed, food, drinks. It was just awesome. Everyone's laughing. And Navy won on the last play on an interception or a fumble. It was just, and these old men, these old veterans, they're just like, yes. And it was like and at the end of the party we had, which was my idea to get everyone together, Grandpa Rocky, who's loved me since I was young, since I met him when I was like a teen or whatever, he's always been so kind to me. He said, oh, we got to do this every year for this game. We should watch the Super Bowl here. We should do this because he was a widower. He lived alone. He was dead before the next Army-Navy game a year later. So that's when I think about, like, people want to piss away the holidays or, ruin a birthday or ruin a this or ruin a that. Zip it. Swallow it. There'll be time to argue later. These days, they're once a year. You don't know if you'll even be here next year. You don't know if you'll be here next week.
Yeah.
It's so foolish. It's so selfish and hateful and foolish,
Our first glimpse of that was during the sweet and sour sniffles, or after, people still saying, no, let's not do this. We had family members that did that, who wasted, 2-3 family events. Just, oh no, we'll meet you outside. And did you guys get the poke and all this shit? And we're like, dude, you're in the twilight of your life. Who cares? You've been through this, you've been through that, you've been through fucking 2 world wars. Like, man, what are you worried about this shit for? But they sure did, waste some pretty serious time, with family. That really pissed me off. So it looks like they're trying to recreate that. But really, the way I see it, anybody who would do that, fuck you anyway. Don't come to my house, you piece of shit.
I just think it's such weird behavior. You have your relatives. Some of them, you love them so much and you're so tight. And other ones get on your nerves and you're just not a good match. But dude, we're all going to be gone one day and you will regret it. Hatefulness never got anyone anywhere. You will regret doing shit like that. You will absolutely regret it. It's terrible. So,
and there's always been political differences, but now it's like, yeah, fuck your family. Forget about them. Distance yourself. Stay alone. Stay alone and watch us all day.
Yeah. Stay alone and watch MSNBC or whatever all day.
Oh, that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
But yeah, the division. How do we fix the division in this country? Because the fair-minded thing would be like, well, the progressive left, the woke left, they're right about some things and wrong. And anti-woke conservative people, we're right about some things, we're wrong. And I know I'm biased. Everyone is. I don't think it that way. I think the woke is almost completely wrong. Because foundationally, the concept doesn't make any sense. Because it's communism, and the entire premise of communism is to critique everything. That's it. It's being critical. It's critical race theory, critical economic theory. It's critical theory, and critical theory is just a fancy way of saying an ungrateful teenager. Well, this isn't perfect. Well, this isn't perfect. It's like, who fucking cares if it's not perfect? It's what we got. It's the best we got. Why don't you be grateful? So,
and do you know what we did to get this imperfect thing that you're turning your nose up at? Like, what are you talking about, man? That shit is so weird. But yeah, it's all about tearing things down and we can do this better and this sucks. But you're turning your back and turning your nose up and wagging your finger at what gave you the opportunity to do that in the first place. If we didn't have these traditions and man, this and that, and the military and all these guns, you wouldn't be able to do that. Any man in your life would be able to walk up to you and slap the taste out of your mouth and stick his hand in your cash register in your business because there's no recourse, there's no laws, there's no constitution. So you'd just be out there a naked victim. And the people who made it possible for you to sit there and talk your shit with no repercussions are the very same people you're trying to hate and take away their livelihood, throw them in jail and punch them in the face. Never punch a Nazi.
But, one thing I can't figure out about the progressive left that is different than regular Democrats or different than conservatives, they will not tolerate opinions or ideas that are not their own. They refuse to learn. They refuse to ever say they're wrong or sorry. They're like self-anointed gods. And that is so weird to me. We all have our opinions, but holy shit, dude, I've said, oh, I was wrong, and I've changed my opinions on things. Like, you know, and I think one of the most unifying, important features to know about the woke is they're never wrong. And if you're wrong, you're evil and stupid or stupid. And I don't know where that comes from in woke ideology. It just looks like teenage arrogance to me. I don't know how else to figure it out.
You almost want to be wrong so you can learn to do it right. Like, what am I doing wrong? Tell me. Or what am I thinking that is wrong? I want to know because I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right. I want to be as right as I can, as often as I can. And I don't know if it's so much wokeism like going away, but when are the people who are woke shut up? Because I think, judging by the election results, most Americans aren't falling for that bullshit. They don't believe we're divided. They don't believe that racism is so prevalent, all that bullshit. So when are the people who are yelling this nonsense going to shut their mouths? Because it's not working. You can't have even a significant portion of the population believe that nonsense and have their election results that we have, because the person who won was against all that shit, was saying the same shit that we say to each other at the water cooler, so to speak. So to get those kind of numbers and get that kind of beating, it's obvious that the crazies are the minority, and they just need to.
It's just so weird to me that any human of any politics, the left, right, whatever, you're never wrong. And when reality doesn't agree with what you think, like when you see something, you go, it's not me, it's the entire earth and universe that's wrong. Clearly, I'm still right. Yeah. How do you have the temerity to look at life? That's so weird to me.
But where does that come from?
I always tell people the universe is a universe of pure order. Every proton, neutron, and electron, they do exactly what they're supposed to do all the time. They have to, or the universe would fall apart. So when you see something, any of us, me or you, anyone, if you see something and it doesn't make sense, it's you. Whatever is happening makes sense. It does follow order. Now, it may be horrible. I'm not saying it's justified what's happening. It could be an atrocity, but there's a mathematical logic to everything that happens. So if you look at the world and you don't understand what you're seeing because you had some notions, it's you. You need more information. So when you go, Trump is a fascist, he'll lock everyone in a gulag and kill everyone that isn't heterosexual, why did everyone vote for him? The answer's in the question there, buddy.
Yeah.
The answer is the shit isn't true about him, and you fell for MSNBC's lies. That's the obvious answer.
Dude, you had people, who was it? I don't think it was those bitches on The View saying that Trump, because the immunity, that he can dispatch SEAL Team 6 to take out his political foes. So you think, and all this silliness and this craziness that they say about Trump, number one, we're not going to stand for it. Do you think just because we voted for him that we're going to allow him to just trample on the Constitution and become a dictator? But they literally said that he can now dispatch SEAL Team 6. I don't like Senator so-and-so or Congressman so-and-so. So SEAL Team 6, I want you to gear up and go over there.
Right. And the ruling from the Supreme Court, I am not a lawyer, but I'm also not illiterate and stupid. Yeah. The ruling from the Supreme Court says he has immunity when he does official acts.
Yes.
Assassinating political rivals is not a legal official act. Therefore, he doesn't have the right or the immunity to do that.
It is one thing to assassinate a foreign dignitary, all right? But you're killing American politicians like Pelosi or AOC. You mean to tell me Trump can snuff them out?
No, it's never.
Nothing's going to happen.
A, none of us, his supporters, support that. It's a country law and order. B, he doesn't want to. And C, it's not legal. It's not going to happen. Sometimes I'm like, when I hear these liberal opinions that are just in outer space, I want to say to them, hey guys, I'm the fucking comic book writer, but you've got a hell of an imagination on you. Maybe you should write comics too.
You're wasting your powers doing that politician bullshit.
Squandering that imagination.
You have a lucrative career in comic book writing because that shit is crazy.
Do you know about this? I didn't know about this, but Kara, we love Kara. She's up there in the frozen northeast. She told me to look up Bean Tavy.
No, that's not right.
So my favorite game.
That's not right.
My favorite football game, because all the pomp and circumstance and the patriotism and the drip. They come up with new uniforms every year for the Army-Navy game that are the sickest uniforms. This year, Navy is wearing Jolly Roger. Okay, my favorite first plane when I was a kid was the F-14 Tomcat. I had the Delta wings, and I had a model of it. They had the Jolly Roger, which is the black pirate sticker of the skull and crossbones. And the Navy uniforms are doing the Jolly Roger this year. Every year they do an amazing one-game-only uniform for this game. And I guess some people ran out there from the Army, and they had written on their shirts, Beat Navy, but N and T stood in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
So we got
Bean Tavy.
So I guess you could buy Bean Tavy merchandise.
That's funny. I'm going to send that to my brother, you dumb Army idiots.
So...
Hey, man, you going to the game? You going to watch him Bean Tavy? Stupid Army dummies.
That's funny.
That's funny. I'm going to send that to my brother.
I'm going to show you these Army-Navy uniforms. Holy shit, dude. Look at this.
Text my brother right now.
Look at that.
Bean Tavy. That looks sick. You know who does that? Is Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon changes their uniforms like every week.
Look how great this is, dude. Look at the Jolly Roger on his helmet.
That's tough.
And then those arrows on him, those are the same that are actually on the F-14. Watch. Open image and new tab. Look at how great that. See how it goes up to the cockpit there from the wing? Oh, I love this game. It's such a fun game to watch.
So,
they play old school triple option wishbone football, just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And Army is ranked this year. They're ranked 25th. Navy isn't bad either. So I think it's going to be a great game.
But those rankings don't mean shit when these two get together.
No, it doesn't. This is a backyard fight, throwing bricks, and this is awesome. Navy's so I can't wait. It's I want to go to this game. It's in Philadelphia this year, I believe. They move it around. It was in Washington D.C., but it's always back there, like Philly or Washington D.C.
Yeah.
I looked at tickets; they were like $700 a seat.
Damn.
And I'm like flying in the middle of winter to New York to pay a couple $1,000 for seats. Maybe not this year. You guys go to Big Man Comics, buy a bunch of comics and shirts and all that, and help me get some.
Then he can go.
So
then he can go.
Yeah. I love these. I love these uniforms. This is I love the Jolly Roger, the skull and crossbones. I think it's outstanding. So
I'm sure the atmosphere is nuts.
Right. So so speaking of the echo chamber that is the left, I want to talk about this. So the left says that Kamala lost because, she couldn't do an interview. Holy shit. We saw her drunken, whatever that was last night or the night before.
Faded.
But they're saying, she was afraid to go on Joe Rogan. Let's just call a spade a spade. She wasn't too busy or couldn't travel. She was afraid to go on a show because 3 hours of her talking.
Rightfully so.
That would have been the worst thing ever. But it says Joe Rogan slams the left for driving him away. And he says, the left keeps saying they want to create their Joe Rogan, but they had me. I was on their side. So hold on. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. I got it right here. I should have had it queued up. Sorry about that. Here we are.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're scrambling to try to create their own version of this show. Right. This is one thing that keeps coming up. Like, we need our own Joe Rogan.
Right.
But they had me. It was number one.
So I agree with you what you said earlier, that the left, they overplayed their hand. They got a lot of institutional power in the universities and especially in Hollywood and the media. And they just said, you know what? We're going to be woke. We're going to do whatever the fuck we want. We're going to torture regular Americans. And this last election was just a backhand to that. Like, enough. Like, you kids stop messing around. I'm turning this car. And now we did turn the car around and we're going home. We're not going to Disneyland, So, but what do you think of them? They will never be able to make their own Joe Rogan. They can't, because to be woke, you have to lie. You cannot tell the truth, because if you say something politically incorrect, but factually correct, you are now banished to the world of cancellation. And we know, because you're a social media guy, you've got your great successful YouTube channel. I'm a social media guy. I'm always online talking out here right now. If we are dishonest, Jericho, and we say things we don't believe in for internet points or whatever to virtue signal, the audience can smell it from 1,000 miles away and they will not like us. People in this world of social media, podcast, YouTube, what we're doing right now, They want authenticity. And the woke people, they can't be authentic because you're not allowed to say that. But Jericho, did you know that men are stronger than women? It's now sexist if I say that men are physically stronger than women. They can't even say normal shit like that. So they'll never be able to make their own Joe Rogan because they can't be honest. Do you agree, or do you think I'm getting it wrong?
No, totally right. But I don't think they want a Joe Rogan as far as somebody who's truthful. They want a Joe Rogan as far as the numbers and the reach and the influence.
Right, but you can't grow the numbers if you're being dishonest. People hate inauthenticity. When people see you and I talk on here, they know that this is us. If you meet me at the store, you run into me, I'm going to talk the exact same way. Same opinions, same tone, same everything. And I know it about you. This is, and our friends. And you notice we only hang out with people like this. When we meet Dean in real life, he's, big Mr. Movie star, Matthew Marsden. Meet in real life, exact same guys that come on YouTube with us. Literally act the same. I have a saying I've always said to my wife and kids about just life. This applies to everything I do. Everyone I know, everything I do. I want it real or I don't want it. I don't like fake shit. I want real things or I don't want it. I'd rather not have something if it was fake.
Yep. Yeah, man. And they, and if they parrot the same lies that they said before the election, you're sunk already because obviously the American people said, we don't believe that bullshit anymore. And you'll still hear them spin it like, well, the American people, obviously 34 felonies don't mean anything to them. No, don't act stupid. You take that willful ignorance, shove it up your ass. Don't act like we don't care about crimes and we're lawless and we just wanted Trump back in. No, those 34 felonies were bullshit. That's what it was. Don't act like we don't care about law and order.
You don't care that he's an adjudicated, we can't say the word on YouTube. We have to say grapist, which is so degrading that you can't say a real word. He's an adjudicated grapist. So they're just inventing concepts. He's adjudicated in civil court. No, none of it's real. It's all lawfare, which is an abuse of the law. I'm no lawyer, but it looks very illegal to me what they did to Trump. And you'll find they've dropped everything against him now.
Yeah. Florida.
They dropped all the stuff. It's so serious and he broke so many laws. He threatened freedom so much that they dropped all of it.
Now they don't care. You dropped it. Don't let go. You were latched on to that bone. Why are you dropping it now? Why are you letting go now? That's such bullshit. They don't care. It's not real. And if they have another Rogan or somebody they're going to try to pass off as Rogan, they cannot say the same things that we heard before because obviously we don't believe it. So what are they going to say?
Right. So real quick, I wanted to bring a guest in because not only do they want their own Rogan, they wanted their own Hulk Hogan, the left. How you doing, Hulkster? It's Guy. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, I'm doing great, brother. I'm getting ready for Turkey Day, brother. Let me tell you something, dude. You think just because I do Pasta Mania here, I don't have any room for the turkey, brother. I love Thanksgiving, dude. It's one of my favorite days of that 365-day calendar, brother.
Do you mix up the Thanksgiving feast with the Italian food, or you just go straight traditional Thanksgiving at Pasta Mania? In Clearwater, Florida, kids eat free on Tuesdays.
Always, brother. Bring those little dudes in, dude. But here at Pasta Mania, brother, I'll mix it up, dude. Dude, I call it the mixer, brother. I throw some pasta in there. We got some spaghetti, brother, some rigatoni, dude. I'll throw that turkey in there, brother, mashed potatoes. People say, what about the green bean casserole, brother? I say you can put that where you put the peeps, dude, in the trash can, brother. There's no time for vegetables during Thanksgiving, dude.
Yeah, tell us about, I know the story, but tell the audience about what happened to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, when he showed up at Pasta Mania with a casserole dish filled with green bean casserole. What'd you do to him?
First of all, brother, on Thanksgiving, we bury the hatchet, dude.
Oh, okay.
Ted DiBiase came to my house, brother. I looked outside next to that red and yellow Harley, dude. He pulls up, brother, in that $1 million Mercedes, brother. I say, come on in here, Ted DiBiase, even though, brother, You're the one who sold me that 1 million pounds of that sweet semolina, dude. Then you come to my house, brother. What do you got there in that casserole dish, dude? And he took the lid off, brother, and he came in my house. Then he said, I got a green bean casserole, dude. I looked down at that, brother. He said, but I put the onions on top, brother. I said, you know what, dude? That doesn't mean shit, brother. And I gave him the leg drop right there on the steps outside of my house, dude. I can't hear you, brother. So I'm going to keep on talking, dude. After I laid that leg on Tank DiBiase, brother, I picked him up. I said, you got one more chance, brother. What are you going to bring to this house for Thanksgiving, dude? And he hopped back in that $1 million Mercedes, brother, and he sped off into the sunset, brother, and he came back, dude. You know what he brought to the Hulkster's house, brother?
No idea.
He brought a pecan pie, dude.
Ooh.
And I'm like, yeah, brother, that's way better than that veggie bullshit you brought in here, dude.
Right. Yeah. I was talking to my friend Jericho. You don't know him that well. He's never here when you're here. He always has to go when you come in. He really does want to meet you, though. He loves you, Hulkster. But he was saying, and I agree, Thanksgiving is not a time for vegetables. It is not. And I agree. You agree?
Of course, brother. It's a waste of space on that plate, dude. I could put more turkey there or more pasta, brother. And you're bringing me things that are green, dude.
Now, I heard that someone recommended to you to not have a turkey this year, but to have a tofurkey. It's like a piece of tofu shaped like a turkey. And I was wondering if you're going to have that on the menu for vegans that want to come into Pasta Mania.
You know what, brother? Here's how I feel about tofu in the shape of turkeys, brother. Here's how I feel about it in my heart, dude. You know who recommended that to me, brother? It's someone who's dear to my heart, dude. But I hate vegetables on Thanksgiving, brother. It was my mom, dude. So I was like, hey, what's that over there, brother? And I don't usually borrow moves from other wrestlers, dude. But she looked over to the side, brother, and I gave her that sweet, cold, stone cold stunner on the kitchen floor, dude. You're not gonna bring a tofurkey in here, brother. But I'm your mom, dude. I don't care, brother. You bring that shit in my house. I stunned her right there in the living room, dude. She's 87 years old, brother. I thought she was going to die, dude.
Well, you had to defend your kitchen from tofurkey. I don't blame you. Any man would have done the same thing to his mom over tofu. Any man.
Definitely, brother. I'll bet you one thing, brother. She won't bring that over to my house ever again, dude.
I bet you she won't bring anything to your house again.
No, she had a tough time walking to her car, brother, but I had to send a message, dude. Not only to her, brother, but everybody else here. Don't bring that shit, dude.
That's right. No, yeah, tofu, unacceptable. And tofurkey, that's an insult to the culinary arts at Pasta Mania. Ridiculous. So what are you going to do? You're going to watch, you're going to have Thanksgiving at home with the family, all the little Hulkamaniacs you got running around, and then just watch some football and call it a day. You got any special plans for tomorrow?
No, I take it easy on Thanksgiving, brother. I got the kids coming over, dude. They got their boyfriends or girlfriends or whoever, brother. And I got a new wife number 2 or 3, something like that, dude. We're just going to hang out, eat some good pasta from Pasta Mania, brother, and watch that pigskin, dude.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll let you get out of here on this. 2024 has been a hell of a year. You're still our only sponsor. We really appreciate you sponsoring Double Impact. What are you most thankful for in 2024? For me, it's Trump and the death of woke. What are you most thankful for this year?
I'm definitely thankful about Trump, dude. He said he might put me in his cabinet, brother, in charge of fitness and health, dude. I still have the biggest arms in the world, brother. These 24-inch pythons, dude. But I'm thankful for all the Hulkamaniacs, brother, all the little kids out there taking their vitamins, dude, saying their prayers, brother, and listening to good old mom and dad, dude.
Oh, I think the 80s are back with Trump's victory and the death of woke. The great Hulk Hogan, everyone. Pasta Mania, Clearwater, Florida. Kids eat free on Tuesdays. Happy Thanksgiving, Hulkster.
Happy Thanksgiving, dude.
There he goes.
Good guy, man.
The Hulkster himself. So he's a great guy. Yeah, you missed him again, dude. He's always here when you're not here. It's crazy.
Damn it.
It's the craziest thing. Let's see. You guys want to see something hilarious? Watch the episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where the mom, Doris Roberts, makes tofu turkey for Thanksgiving. I didn't even know that was a real thing. Holy shit. Dude.
It's like a log. It looks like a hippie took a shit. That's what.
Well, hopefully Ray Romano does a Stone Cold Stunner to his mother.
Dude, devastating. Devastating.
Or he just gives her the old metal folding chair right across the back of her neck.
Across the back of her cranium.
I wish I could do that Ray Romano voice, but it really hurts to do. I could do it for about a half a second.
It's almost like
it's a deep Pee Wee Herman.
It's almost like a Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, but it's real deep. It's Kermit, but deep. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. It's nasally. And then,
Mom.
That's it.
Ray Romano here, Mom. Yeah, something like that. But it's very close to Kermit.
Yeah.
I don't know. And his brother had the real deep voice, right?
Yeah, that guy, Brian Garrett.
Yeah.
He's like, that dude's like 7 feet tall. He has his own comedy club at the MGM Grand Casino in Vegas.
Yeah, he's a big old fucker.
He's a big dude. Let's see. So yeah, that was a Hulkster. I didn't know he Stone Cold stuttered his mom, but that makes a lot of sense now because I did see her in that neck brace last Thanksgiving, and I wanted to ask him what happened, but I didn't have that, But I didn't want to get into his business. So,
but like he said, though, it wasn't really a personal thing on her. It was her, of course. Like she needed to know, don't bring no tofurkey.
Well, it was her neck that got injured, but it wasn't about her personally.
It sent a message to everyone else,
right?
So she kind of had to pay for, the many. She had to pay her price, the price
right.
that her what is it? Her 3 and her L, whatever, 34, 35 in her in her spine, but it was you have to look at the bigger picture here. Forever, for years to come, no one's going to try to do that. So it was, I think, a small price to pay.
So I want to go back into the liberal progressive echo chamber where they can't have a Joe Rogan because to make it big on social media, you got to tell the truth. In general, I'm sure there's someone that can do it as a far progressive, but far we have yet to see it. But this guy here, Elon Musk, who is easily one of my favorite human beings. I wouldn't believe it if you told this to me. I have to be living and see this, that he really is just concerned with pushing humanity forward. The list of companies he's been involved with since the 80s that are tremendous is astounding.
Yeah.
It goes all the way back to like PayPal and like X Blast or something in the 80s. Obviously you have Tesla batteries, you have the Tesla robots, you have the Starlink satellites, you have the SpaceX rockets, you have it just goes on and on and on with this guy. And then the Doge thing he's going to do with Trump to slash the inefficiency of our government and save us some of our damn tax money. And yet I see the left, the same people that can't make their own Joe Rogan because they can't be honest. They call him an idiot constantly. Now, all they call this guy's an idiot. Literally the richest man in the world, literally has multiple industry-leading multi-billion-dollar companies. He's the number one Diablo player in the world, this video game. Diablo, it's like a dungeon crawler game.
But
he's the number one player of a game on top of all these other things. He has 12 kids.
But he's not just the richest man in the world or a billionaire. The guy's a genius. Like, he's not like he got his billions off, maybe some product that he invented or, whatever. It's old money, but it's things that he invents with his mind. Like,
right.
He's a genius. So to call him an idiot is kind of funny. But
I got a little video here. So I said last week, Vandenberg Air Force Base is like an hour or two north of Los Angeles, up on the coast there. And that's where they launch a lot of the rockets out of. He also launches them out of Florida and Texas. But, I follow SpaceX on Twitter. So does my wife. We both love this stuff. And this is the kind of the view. This isn't my backyard, but this is literally what you'll see in my backyard.
Damn.
The rocket will launch, and about 2 minutes later, you'll see it flying by. And it's like you're living in Star Wars. You're like, wow, that thing's literally going into space to deploy satellites. It's insane. And we just sit back there and watch it, and we're just amazed when we watch this stuff. And last time we were watching it last week, he launched 4 rockets last weekend. I whispered to my wife, Elon Musk is an idiot. And she got a big kick out of that. So
what a moron. What a moron.
What a complete moron. I would love to see the lives of the people that hate the far left progressive, woke purple hair
Yeah.
that hate him. I would love to take a flashlight to their lives and just examine it from head to toe. What they've achieved, who they have relationships, what kind of money they make, what they've done to make the world a better, more loving and advanced place. I would just love to stack them against Elon.
Yeah, show me your inventions. Just 2 of them. Just show me 2.
Right.
You don't have to have it. You don't have to have as many as he does. Just show me 2. And we're good.
Right. Show me one life you've improved by anything you've done.
And we'll call it a day.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah,
but I do. And again, going back to the concept of they can't make their own Joe Rogan because they cannot admit they're wrong ever. They can't be honest. It's all virtue signal. Elon Musk is clearly an idiot. What do you, to me, all I can think of is immaturity that drives this. It reminds me of like Lisa Simpson. It reminds me of like a know-it-all 12, 13-year-old, like with a snotty attitude. But that seems like too simple an answer to me. And I want to really know the truth because I don't want to lie to myself because I'm biased. What do you really think it is that pushes this arrogance and hubris and this worship of the self? Because I have one other theory that is extremely low self-esteem. And then they compensate with crazy narcissism. They go into this fantasy narcissism where actually I'm the greatest thing that's ever happened. I don't know. Those are my weird theories. What do you think it is that keeps them from being honest?
I mean, like any other thing, like anything else, good or bad, it goes back to your childhood. So I think it's something that I don't know. Is you're my perfect angel, you could do no wrong type of parenting, that type of mother? Does it go that far? Does it shape you that much? I'm not sure where that narcissism comes from to where you just don't think you're wrong and you're just opposed to learning things, learning other views and learning about other people. I don't know, whatever it is, I guarantee you it comes back to their childhood. I've used the analogy before where if you're holding 100 balloons, every one of them has a string and you're holding onto it. All of those strings lead back to that one hand that's holding them. That one thing that we all have is our childhood. So I think something there. Not sure how they got shaped and how they got started on that path, but that's definitely where it's at.
Lucas literally does point out they had electric cars in the late 1800s. That is true. Some of the first cars had batteries. That is right.
Batteries.
And another idiot, Nikola Tesla, who just invented
He's an older idiot.
Yeah, he's a real dum-dum. AC and DC current, remote control, the radio. Although the Italians say Marconi invented the radio. I don't know, whatever. If you want to know about Nikola Tesla, get the book The Wizard. It's a biography of his life. Fascinating human beings. One of my other favorite people is Nikola Tesla. Absolutely fascinating person. Let's see. Old Renaissance boomer has this theory. Because they've been taught since kindergarten that you are what you identify as, and if someone's not going to validate you, they don't care about you. That sounds like people who don't have fathers. Because your mother is that way, and she's supposed to be. Your mother's love, comfort, nurturing. And then dad steps in and says, honey, he did a terrible job. He did a terrible job, and I can tell him that. And the mom balances the dad from being too mean, and the dad balances the mom from being delusional. It's almost like the design of the family with the mother and father complement each other. Interesting.
It's almost like the perfect balance.
Very interesting.
Who'd have thought?
That's my super smug nerd voice.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, they got it all figured out, man. They got it all figured out.
This is the big question for me with this sort of stuff. What to do? How do you undo? It's generational. I feel like people who are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, the purple hairs that are screaming at. I saw a video today, dude, of a bunch of like frumpy women in their 50s at a beach somewhere in Oregon screaming at the sky as therapy for Trump. Because
yeah. Was that like Wisconsin or something? Where was that?
I don't
know.
Oregon?
Yeah, I saw that too. Like, come on. But they're chicks, chicks are.
But can you deprogram
like
these people?
I think so. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I don't think we could deprogram them, but they need to be silenced. They need to shut the fuck up for sure.
Look at this.
But no, I think they're too far gone. They're way too far gone.
I'm gonna show you. Hold on. Present. No, not a video file. I want to share my screen. Present. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Here it is. Wisconsin women, these fucking ads off here. Wisconsin women
Yeah, that's what it was.
scream at the sky to deal with Trump. Here we go.
Stop. There's a dude there. Get a car antenna to the back of his legs right now. That's a dude right there. Are you shitting me right now? There's a man there? Dude.
How would you like to be married to one of those
Get your
hairdens?
punk ass. Hell no. You're going where? Get the fuck out of here. No,
But it's like, ladies, you're adults. You are
you're
actual
not.
adults. Why are you doing this?
What are you doing?
Is there a way to get these people out of the fake news brainwashing that fascist dictator murder man is now their president?
No, we have to move on. We can't. They're too far gone. They're lost.
I know that you're right, but my just natural inclination as a human being is to not give up on anyone. I believe in human potential. I know it sounds corny, but I believe anyone can do anything. And I think you're being more realistic. Like, Gabe, these women are 40, 50, dude, and they're screaming at a river. Let it go.
No, I mean, there are probably some of all ages, of adult aged women. And maybe you're right. Maybe there is hope for them, but I'm not willing to wait around or put in the time. I think we should just walk away from them because it's ridiculous. If you don't know by now, if you're still believing that shit, you're still believing that? Come on.
How could you vote for a guy with 34 felonies?
But that's bullshit. But they act like just because they throw them at them that they're going to stick. Those 34 felony counts were bullshit.
I love all
34 pieces of shit.
It's so obvious, what's going on, and they can't do the math in their head. Trump doesn't want the FBI to investigate his cabinet nominees. I'm like, the same FBI with Russia collusion and Hunter Biden's laptop. He doesn't want that FBI looking into and maybe making up bullshit about his nominees. Why would he not want them to have anything to do with this?
Come on, man. They're so stupid. The willful ignorance is maddening.
It's just weird. Maddening. To me, it's so obvious. You could see it right there, and they're just like, no, I don't see it. I don't care.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So how long can you try to talk to that person? How long can you hold a conversation with that? Ugh, I'm afraid I'll go crazy.
I was saying this, and I'm going to just say this to the men only in the audience. You got to be men. You got to be men. I truly believe in the concept. I didn't make up the saying. It was Dr. Robert Glover, the great therapist. A woman cannot go where a man will not lead. And they are naturally designed to follow our lead. And I think I'm not absolving them of responsibility for their choices and actions. They are adults. But I think a huge part of this insanity, this feminist insanity, is the pussification of so many men. When I hear guys say shit like happy wife, happy life, she got a lot of honeydews for me to do on Saturday, all this shit like that. You can love your wife and be kind to her. You're not supposed to lick her boots, dude. She's not using you as a footstool,
Nor is she to lick mine.
Right. It's a partnership, but there is a head. There's one steering wheel. I look at it like driving. There's one steering wheel in the car. I have my hands on it. I got my foot on the gas. My wife, she can look at the map on her phone and say, okay, it's 3 miles ahead. I still make the choices. There you go. We're working together. It's great. And Luke, he wants to remind all the ladies to make sandwiches. Yes.
But you don't want that. You don't want a yes man, servant, slave. You do want your wife to give some insight and opinion at points. She's your partner. Yeah. You don't want her to just say yes to every single thing you have in mind.
Well, sometimes.
Well, sometimes, yes, we need to have a standing yes for certain things. Right. But yeah, you don't want a servant either. So
right.
Yeah, people, what the fuck?
No, you want that confidant, that advisor, that first mate, You tell her, hey, this is my plan. What do you think? She says, I think it's good here, but did you think about this? But as the man, the buck stops with you. You still make the choice because it's your responsibility, not because you're bossy, but because you're responsible. But let's end this on a happy note. Share my screen. So we like Superman 2. I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, it's fun. It is weird. He has goofy powers. But here's something I want you. This is something I want you all to watch. I've been watching this since I was a little kid. I think they said it's 54 years old now. Are you a fan of Charlie Brown? And do you like the Charlie Brown holiday specials? I am. I always have been since I was little. They're probably not very good, but the nostalgia glasses for me on this are thick, dude. I can't hear you. You got muted or something.
I never liked Charlie Brown, but I get it. You know, it is part of that holiday programming on TV kind of nostalgia. So I do get that, but no, I've never been a fan of the peanut gallery or peanuts.
No,
I should say.
so this is 54 years old or something like this. Is from the 60s or something. I don't know. It's pretty old. I just realized something. I want everyone to watch this. It's a charming, cute little thing. Little kids like it. Why is Franklin, the African-American young man, why is he by himself? What's going on at this table?
Like, hey, Franklin, you can come to dinner, but you got to sit by yourself. He's like, all right, cool, whatever.
Is that an art error? Is that like, hey, man?
That's hilarious. That's not an error. You got to draw all those characters in their position.
Right. You had to draw them one by one. So you intentionally, this is the first time I've noticed that.
I don't know. Maybe Franklin farted. I don't know. But I think if it were truly racist, I don't think Franklin would be there to begin with. So,
no, he wouldn't.
You know, you got a spot at the table. So
yeah,
be thankful, Franklin.
Yeah, be thankful you're eating ice cream, popcorn, and like cinnamon toast. That's what the kids make for Thanksgiving.
Sounds great. And kids would make some shit like that if you let them decide what's for Thanksgiving dinner. So it's perfect.
Let me check the poll of polls. I think I closed that window by accident. Damn it, I do that every fucking time. Hold on, I'm going to find the poll. I want to know what won the best food. So I got to go back into here, back into my own account and go find this poll. But
mac and cheese had a good showing.
Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving movie or show or anything like that?
I wouldn't say Thanksgiving, definitely Christmas. But are there a lot of Thanksgiving movies out there?
I don't think there are. Someone in the chat said it was Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, and that was like it.
But that's like one.
Right.
But we're definitely getting into the holiday kind of feel of things. So I'm sure there will be some movie on or some TV or music on in the background. You know, when you have people get together, like you start watching a movie, but you never finish it. You start talking and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe we'll sit down and watch something. Oh, you know what TV show we're into right now? And so far, it's all good. No woke bullshit. Is Young Sheldon.
Really?
This little boy who's like almost like Asperger's level intelligence.
Can we talk about the name of that condition, Asperger's?
Yeah.
I understand it's probably someone's last name or something, the guy who discovered it.
Hey,
listen, I don't want to be mean to the Asperger family. If your name is Asperger, Dr. Frederick Asperger, and you discover something that's important, just name it something else, dude.
No, man.
Sorry.
He had to live with that name. He had to live with that name. We all do.
Oh, he's trying the Asperger maneuver.
Yeah, name's Burger. Asperger.
Thank goodness.
Thank
goodness he was not some Epicurean and he opened a burger stand. Because he would have literally named it Asperger's.
Like, dude, let's go down to Asperger's. What the fuck
Welcome
you mean by
Asperger's.
That? No, it's a real place.
Welcome to Asperger's, home of the huge buns.
Can I take your order?
All right, pull up to the second window.
So let me get your order right. It's a number 3 with a large anus. Anything else? No, that's it, dude.
So that's a large chocolate shake and a double cheese Asperger.
Wait, and you want little dookie nuggets in your chocolate shake? No problem. Thanks for coming to Asperger's.
We got a pork butt sandwich on special next week.
Please order one.
Oh my gosh, welcome to Asperger's. Dude, I wouldn't eat there.
Help you.
There's 2 restaurants. Like when you're doing branding, you got to understand you can't gross the customers out. There was a restaurant, I think they're still around, and the name is so gross to me. Wings and Things.
It's not too bad.
Things.
What are the things?
Things like insects Sticks, staples, bubble gum, like things. I don't want to eat things. Hey, Jericho, you want to come eat with me? What are we having? Things. We're gonna eat some things.
Doesn't sound very appetizing, but I do want to go down to Asperger.
You want to go
get one of their cheek specials? Yeah, man. But what if the burgers?
Would you like cheek meat with that?
But what if the burgers are just absolutely fucking amazing at Asperger's? You're going there, period.
Yeah.
You'll find a way, just like you say with writing, your mind will find a way to fill in the gaps. Your mind will find a way to be okay with Asperger's if they're just like
right.
Best burgers I've ever had.
There was a burger shop here in San Diego that everyone told me to try it, but I literally was grossed out from it because next door to it there was a porno shop.
Yeah.
So when I drive by it on this road, I tell my wife, "Hey, there's porno burger." I'm like, I don't want to eat there. There's this nasty store next door, like gross.
Me get a pork burger, but no sauce. Damn it.
Right.
No sauce.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, and you know what's funny? It went out of business, the burger place. I guess other people felt the way I did, So
well, you don't want to eat where you go to jack off. So
I don't know. It was a burger shop. Like you imagine you take your family and then next door you got these weird sweaty guys coming in and out of this place.
Just getting all kinds of fucking pornography. Yeah, that would be cool. Location.
Right. Old Renaissance Boomer said, I had my first Buc-ee's brisket sandwich today. Congratulations. You have entered a new phase of life. Buc-ee's are these big gas stations in Texas. I mean, and they are big, like 100,000 square feet. Some of these Buc-ee's, a few of them. They have a full menu of all kinds of amazing, but it ain't like truck stop or gas station food. They're like smoking briskets inside of this place and pulling them out every half hour. Endless kinds of sandwiches, snacks, chips, nuts. Buc-ee's is, I wish they would open them here in California. Buc-ee's is amazing, dude.
I wish I could try those. You ever see those Buc-ee's brownies?
No.
On Instagram and shit?
No.
Oh, look up Buc-ee's brownies. They're like, the size of like a square fucking, like one of those square white saucers, fancy restaurants.
Oh, wow.
Crazy ass flavors.
Right.
Crazy combination. And they mail them to you. They get
okay. I see it. Yeah.
Buc-ee's
brownies. No, I got, when I drove to Disney World all the way to Florida from San Diego, we stopped at 500 Buc-ee's in Texas. And I'd never heard of it before, but they have signs all over the highway there, 200 more miles to the Buc-ee's bathroom and blah, blah, blah. And Buc-ee's cleans their bathrooms like every 20, 30 minutes. And the door on the bathroom goes to the floor at a Buc-ee's.
Oh, nice.
Why? And I've seen foreigner people say, why do American bathroom stalls, public toilets, it doesn't go to the floor? I have no idea why it doesn't go to the floor.
I don't have an answer for that.
No.
But I would counter that with, why does your food taste like shit? That's what I would ask them. So you figure out yours, I'll figure out mine. Deal?
And why do the public bathrooms, those metal doors, they have that gap of about a half centimeter? And then you walk by and you see an eye right through the crack. You're like, oh, sorry, man, sorry.
My bad.
Can't they just put the little knob on it that turns green when it's empty and red when someone has locked it, and put the fucking door to touch the ground?
We don't got that kind of funding. All right, we got to pay for our employees' transition surgery, so you only get 3/4 of a door and a gap big enough to see somebody's eyeball looking back at you.
Maybe Elon Musk
can fix
that. He's fixing.
Throw that on his list of things to do. Can you fucking fix these bathroom doors, please? He's like, oh, it's been bothering me.
I don't want to see someone's loafers with their pants and their belt and their underwear piled on the ground when I walk in the bathroom.
Yeah, dude.
Right under the thing. Why do I need to see their feet? Why?
Dropping a Duke. You know what's really bad is at the airport. You ever go to an airport bathroom?
There's
always 4 dudes taking a shit.
Why? No, listen, I was going on a plane in 3rd grade and I went into the bathroom and it was a crime scene in one of the stalls that I opened. And I never forgot it. It was like a crime scene.
Gross.
And I've always wondered. And as I got older, I was like, is like a nervous flyer, like their stomach acted up, or I have no idea. But airport bathrooms are not.
Dude, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. And they're always full because people are always traveling, having to piss, take a shit. It's disgusting, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think airport bathrooms are a notch below like gas station bathrooms.
Yeah, you'd rather be in a gas
station. Why does the gas? This is gross. We need to get off this topic. We need to end the show and go have Thanksgiving. But why does the gas station have the Christmas wrapping paper toilet paper?
I don't know. The stuff like cuts your anus. I
Can
don't
we
know.
arrest the person that invented that?
Yeah, can we get 2-ply? We're working on a half-ply right
But
now.
it's like
Can we get 2?
it's all crinkly and rough and
Yeah,
weird.
it's not fun. It makes you not want to
No.
wipe your ass.
No. Look at this. Build the stall. Build the stall.
Hell yeah, I'm buying that. Where's that rally?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm there.
Charlie
Randomizers are always
Stevenson brings
good.
up bus station bathrooms. I haven't been to one, but I would imagine it's a nightmare. I would imagine.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to a bus station bathroom. I'm cool.
All right, so it looks like on the poll of polls, turkey and mashed potato tied. I don't know what that means. Nobody wants the gravy stuffing as much. I'm going to have a great day with my family tomorrow. All of you guys out in the audience, we love you. We're having a great time. And you know what time it is on Double Impact when December comes around? It's Arnold's Vember, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, we got to do Junior, maybe Eraser, The Sixth Day. He's got more movies that we haven't.
You know, that's a great 3 right there.
Right.
I'm not sure which one of those is worse, but that's a good one.
Right. So it's a yearly tradition here to do Arnold Schwarzenegger movies in December. So next week, I think, after 3 years of talking about it, I think we're going to do Junior, where Arnold Schwarzenegger is impregnated, yes, through evil science with Danny DeVito's baby, I think, or Danny DeVito's the scientist. I don't know.
He has something to do with the pregnancy. I don't think it's his baby, but that doesn't save the movie.
It is the worst movie I've ever seen. I saw it in a double feature for $1 with Pulp Fiction and Junior in 1994.
Oof.
And I overpaid. I definitely overpaid.
They should have paid you $1.
It will be Arnold Vember 1 week from tonight. At least 3 weeks of Arnold nonsense will kick off.
Can't wait.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Don't eat any tofurkey.
Eat tons of turkey. Tryptophan comas for everyone.
That's right, baby. All of Jericho's links in the description, as are mine. Go to bigmancomics.com right now. Get the limited edition Christmas foil cover. And let me play this for you. This is only 30 seconds long. False alarm. We're not out of here yet. I thought this was funny. I made this video and I thought it was pretty funny. Because of the election, we can celebrate Kamala's loss. Go to bigmancomics.com for the best in action adventure entertainment. You want to end up in a breadline like some sort of filthy commie? Well, you better join the Anti-Socialist Social Club today. Celebrate the defeat of the drunk DEI hire Comrade Kamala Harris and Tim Jazz Hands Waltz. That's right. I am the founder of the Anti-Socialist Social Club, and you can join today by getting a t-shirt at bigmancomics.com. We are celebrating freedom, capitalism, and the USA, baby. Go to bigmancomics.com and let the commies know. That's right, guys. That's right.
Nice.
Let them know. No breadlines for me. No great jumpsuit. No.
Nope. Never.
All right. Everyone's saying gobble, gobble. They're showing the turkeys. Happy Thanksgiving. We love you guys. Hit the like, hit the share. Guys, hit the share. That's important. You help grow the channel and grow the audience here. And we're going to just keep having a great time. We'll end the year with Arnold Vember. We're off into 2025 and Trump is back. And we're going to see. I think it's going to be a golden age. I really do. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yes.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace.